Mr. Robinson, after a 12-year relationship with the defendant, she confessed that your 3-year-old son, Brandon Jr., may not be your biological child. Now you say your engagement to Ms. Fuller is broken off and your heart is in ruins because of the possibility you may now lose your son too.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Fuller, you admit that you were indeed sleeping with another man at the time Brandon Jr. was conceived.
Yes, Your Honor.
Furthermore, you acknowledge you hid your doubts about paternity from Mr. Robinson.
Yes, Your Honor.
Additionally, Mr. Robinson, you are asking the court to award you $100 to pay the fee to change Brandon Jr.'s name if indeed the results reveal you are not his father and you have to move on without him.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
So, Mr. Robinson, how did you find out Brandon Jr. may not be your biological son?
It was maybe 6 months. 6 months. My son was 6 months. We had to separate because we had to move.
So you all were in a relationship.
We were in a relationship.
Baby was what?
Born. Yep. And we were living together.
6 months in.
6 months in, we had to move. We fell on some hard times.
Okay.
Respectively, we moved back to. I moved back to my mom's. She moved back to her mom's. Okay. The day that it happened, it just so happened to be a birthday party also. Okay. I take him to the birthday party. Later on, after the party is over, I drop him off at his grandmother's where I thought Miss Fuller would be. Okay. Well, she didn't come down. That was fine. It was okay. I just dropped him off to his grandma. The next day comes, and I call. No answer. So I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, okay. So another day passed. I'm calling all day the next day. No answer. I'm like, man, what's going on? So maybe a day or so, I'm starting to get these phone calls, but they're private. But I'm not answering them. But the private phone calls are coming like every hour on the hour. So finally, you know, after so many private calls in a row for so many days, you know, I pick up the phone, and she's on the line. She's like, hey, I'm about to be at Tower City. Can you meet us there? Me and Brandon. At first I'm mad. I'm like, no. I hang up. She called back, and you know, I get on the phone or whatever. Had to get myself together, you know, gather my thoughts, get myself together. And I was like, okay, I'll meet you. But really I was thinking about, you know, my son.
So how did you find out that Brandon Jr. may not be your son? When did you get that news?
He asked me when I contacted him if Brandon was his.
So wait, when you were calling from the private number all those days and you finally got through, he asked you on the phone or he said, meet me and I want to talk about this?
He asked me on the phone. He was mad at me and he was upset. He was wondering where we had been that whole week. And,
where were you that whole week?
I had left to go be with the guy that I thought could be his father.
So let me ask you this. What got in your mind to where when she finally called you from the private number, it was, is Brandon Jr. my son? How did you come to that realization that that could be an issue?
Why would you just disappear?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you go?
He started looking like the other guy to me when he was 6 months. I have a picture.
Jerome, may I see that, please?
To me, he just didn't look.
Okay, now
the
the
pieces
pieces
like
are coming
one,
together.
He didn't look like
coming together.
He didn't look like neither one of us to me at the time.
And that's why the disappearing act happened, because you just.
I was feeling guilty. My conscience was getting to me, and I couldn't like look at him every day. And I lied to him like all this time. Like, I'm sorry.
So when Brandon Jr. started looking like the other guy, what did you say to Brandon Sr.?
I didn't really say anything. Like, we were struggling at the time, so we had to move. And I didn't want to go back to my mother's. And I just thought, at the time, I thought it was a better move for me. And it wasn't.
So the truth is, while you all start struggling financially and all this was going on, you all trying to figure out where you gonna live, deep down inside, you're looking at your baby going, he does not look like this man.
Yes.
He looks like the other man. But you kept the whole relationship a secret. Hence, the private number. Wow. And all the while, Mr. Robinson, you're bonding with this baby is named after you.
Oh, yeah.
It's your son.
Sleeping on my chest at night, just everything. I mean, I barely moved. I mean, you know, like I would sleep like this, real quiet, real move, real.
I know that move, real still.
And he just would lay on my chest and he would sleep.
He's the only guy my son knows as a father.
So that's my son. That's all. If he ran in here right now, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. He just gets so excited every time he sees me. I have pictures, if you would like to see,
okay.
with us bonding.
Jerome, please pass that evidence up to me.
All of it, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my guy. That's the first time I held him and fed him.
So you love this child.
Oh.
This is your son. And until he's 6 months old, you have absolutely no idea.
None, Your Honor, none.
That he potentially couldn't be your son.
Oh, no way that I would ever have thought that, Your Honor, that he wasn't mine.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Now, this is his birth certificate here. You put your name on here?
Yes, I signed it. That boy changed my life. Brandon changed my life. I was on my way to some bad things. When he was born, it's just like, I gotta stop.
Brandon Jr. is 3 now.
3.
So you spent the next 2.5 years continuing to bond.
Yeah. And then we had a falling out, like serious falling out. She got on social media on my phone, okay, but didn't close it. Forgot to close it. So I'm sitting on the couch. I'm about to jump on my Facebook, but I'm looking at posts, my social media or whatever. I'm looking at posts like, wait a minute, this ain't mine. You know what I'm saying? So instantly I get kind of nosy, you know what I mean? And I start going in inboxes, reading inboxes. So I'm reading these inboxes, but she sent the one message to the guy, and I guess that's when she went to go live with the guy, saying that he didn't look anything like me and that she needed his help.
You saw a message that basically said, the baby doesn't look anything like Brandon Sr.,
right.
So I need your help.
Need your help.
And how old was Brandon Jr. at that time?
1.5. About to be 2 in like the next month.
So this was almost 1.5 years later.
Yep.
Does that open the wound again?
Definitely, it did.
So what happened?
I got upset, okay? Well, actually, I sat down on the couch at first, and I was like, So I handed her the phone. I was like, read this. So she reading it, you know. She kind of got a little look on her face or whatever. And I got up after that, and I went to the washer, and I started taking the clothes out the washer and out the dryer and all of that stuff. And I was like, get out. But I'm like, leave Brandon, because you got to work tomorrow anyway, and it was my day to keep him anyway. No, but I'm putting the clothes outside the house.
All right, so you putting her clothes outside the house?
But we had some neighbors outside, okay?
Okay.
So it spills from in the basement to outside. So we're outside and we're yelling, screaming back and forth at each other. Well, I'm doing most of the screaming, you know what I'm saying, and yelling or whatever. And the neighbors called the police.
All right.
We had a domestic disturbance out of that.
So why were you still talking to this guy where he would find these emails?
I met the guy a long time ago, like years ago, and we started seeing each other. And I don't know, I just still kept talking to him or whatever, but it was off and on for about 8 years or whatever. Around the time
It went on for how long?
It was like 8 years off and on, but it wasn't like
8 years off and on?
Yes.
Oh, until what time?
So around the time I got pregnant with my son, that's when I stopped. My son is like, I wasn't supposed to have kids.
What do you have?
Miracle.
What do you have there?
A calendar.
A calendar. Jerome, please.
I wasn't supposed to be able to have kids, so my son was like a miracle baby.
This is a calendar that indicates the years you've been with Mr. Robinson. The second page of what you presented here indicates in 2004, you meet the other potential father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then you have a little break in 2005. 2006, you reconnect with that other potential father, and you're with him all the way through 2009. 11.
It was more like when we would get into it, when he would put me out, that's who I would kick it with. That's who I would call.
And during the time of conception, you were with this other guy as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Robinson, I can tell by the look on your face you did not know this.
Oh, no, not at all, Your Honor.
So what was your understanding of the relationship with the other guy? Because there's a lot of blue going on up there.
No understanding, Your Honor. I didn't think it was another guy. No way.
So this is your first time figuring that out right now?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Robinson, do you now feel like there's even more of a chance Brandon Jr. is not your biological child?
I mean, yeah, 8 years, Your Honor. I'm so confused. Look, but no, I feel
That's understandable given the circumstances
Yeah.
and the information that's been presented in court today. Ms. Fuller,
Yes, Your Honor.
how do you keep an 8-year affair a secret?
I mean, like,
Go ahead and talk to him, because I can see you.
I'm sorry.
I understand, Felicia.
I am so sorry that I did this to you.
That's my dude. You hear me?
Because if he's not the father, like, it's just gonna be me and him, I feel like.
And now your baby has bonded with Mr. Robinson. I mean, he considers him his daddy.
Yes.
So, I hate to bring him up, but how are you explaining all of this to this other guy? Does he know that Brandon Jr. could potentially be his biological child?
Yes, he knows.
If he is his biological father, does he want to be a part of Brandon Jr.'s life?
I wouldn't want him to be a part of his life because he's not like the type of guy that you just want to raise your kid or, you know.
It's just the kind you just want to go to his house every time you get in an argument with your boyfriend.
At the time, yes.
So the truth is, with this mistake, you could lose a good man and your son could lose a great father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, Mr. Robinson,
Yes, ma'am.
do you want to still be in a relationship with Miss Fuller if, in fact, it's determined that he is not?
Your Honor, a relationship as far as what? Like our friendship that we have or
No, I mean a relationship.
together? No. She broke up with me, okay? We were supposed to get married in July, okay? So when Miss Fuller told me, you know, that she didn't want to be with me anymore or whatever, I said, fine, but there is no coming back. When you decide, okay, hey, I've sold my royal oats, I'm gonna come back and, you know, be with you. I won't be there like
But
that.
that's not why I broke up with you.
But I will
Why did you
always
break
be there.
up
Yeah,
with
I would love.
I did it for myself. I did it because I need to learn how to love myself more instead of trying to build a relationship with somebody and I'm not loving myself. I'm loving you more than I'm loving me. Like, that's not right. I need to build myself up. So that's why I broke up with him. It wasn't because of, you know, I wanted to be with somebody else. Like, I just feel like I need to get myself together and my life together for my son.
Respect that.
Understandable, Ms. Fuller. Now, Mr. Robinson, I want to ask you this. In your petition to the court, you indicated you were also requesting that the court award you $100 because if Brandon Jr. is not your biological child, you want his name to be changed.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, Your Honor. That was said out of anger, okay? You know, at the time, but.
Are you withdrawing your petition because you haven't quite decided yet and it's something you would like to revisit at another time?
I don't want to change his name. I don't want to change his name. Everybody know him. Brandon. Everybody call him Brandon. Brandon, Lil BB. You know, you can't just take that away from him.
So, with that said, Jerome, I think it's time we go to the result. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Robinson v. Fuller, as it pertains to the paternity of Brandon Robinson Jr., Mr. Brandon Robinson Sr. You are his father. Well, I don't even have to ask you how you feel.
Oh, man. You know, this, like my son say, he come to me, Daddy, he be like, Daddy, this the best day ever. You know how he always say, best day ever. So this ranks right up there, finding out that, you know.
How you feel, Miss Fuller?
I'm relieved. I'm happy.
We have to understand. Jerome, how many times do I have to say it? But it never gets old. You cannot seek counsel under the covers. This is the perfect opportunity to begin again. Now, in that new beginning, the first thing you have to do is exactly what you spoke about. Learn how to love yourself more than you do. Because that's going to affect the choices you make in life. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't feel you're worth it, you're going to keep making the wrong decisions. And you are worth it, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I wish you all the very, very best of luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm so happy, Jerome. I love this news, don't you?
Great news. Best
this
news.
is the best day ever,
Best
right?
day ever.
Congratulations, court is adjourned. Mr. Wilson, you've opened this case to prove you are not the biological father of Ms. Butler's two daughters, 4-year-old Zariah and 19-month-old Nyana. You claim Ms. Butler had sexual encounters with other men around each pregnancy, and you are certain you did not father either child. Is that correct?
Correct.
Ms. Butler, you say you and Mr. Wilson have 4 children, and you are livid that he denies these 2. You want Mr. Wilson to take responsibility and step up for these girls as he's done for the other children. Is that correct?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson, I'll start with you. You say you are adamant that these 2 children are not yours. Explain.
When we first got together, at the time she had the baby, she was a liar, cheating all the time, had multiple guys running out of the house, all on the internet. I mean, you know, go to the apartment, everybody talking about who she messing with.
So you say these kids aren't yours?
No, they're not mine. They're not mine, not at all.
And Ms. Butler, you say he's absolutely incorrect.
Yes, these kids is definitely his.
So let me ask you this, because it's right here in my court file, so let's just be honest about it. There's a significant age difference between you, Mr.
Yes.
Wilson, and Ms. Butler. You are 48, she is 25.
Yes.
Are you sure this is not a situation where you may feel like Ms. Butler is out there doing her thing when really she's not because of this
No.
age difference?
No. Age will make you a hoe.
Jerome, write that down for me. We're gonna remember that note.
Okay.
Age don't make you a hoe.
All right.
Okay. So I want to go back and understand your relationship. And since there are 2 children here and you question paternity relating to both of them, I want to start with one child.
Okay.
And then we'll move on to the next child, so we'll make sure the testimony is understandable, okay? So let's start with Zariah. Can you take me to the nature of your relationship around the time Zariah was conceived? Where were you in your relationship?
She was living at home with her parents at the time, and one time I go up to her job to see her at work, take her some lunch, and I seen her get out of another guy's car. And I got a cell phone, and I seen that she'd been in a whole nother relationship with this other guy, a light-skinned guy by her skin color.
It wasn't a relationship.
And well, I mean, what?
Okay,
relationship-
wait. So I want to understand this. At the time Zariah was conceived, you thought you all were committed.
I thought so.
But we wasn't living together, so
That don't
it
mean
was
nothing.
kind of different, though.
Oh, you can't be in a committed relationship unless you live together?
I mean, I did love him, though. I really did, but
No, she didn't.
I did love you, but I just...
I mean, if you love me, you wouldn't have never, I mean, called at work with another guy, and I read the text messages, calling him daddy and all that stuff, and yes. I mean, and the list went down. I mean, it's not
Okay,
only
hold
that
on.
guy.
Well, let's start at the top of the list and let's go ahead and go down. I want to understand what happened. So what's the first thing? And then take me through each one.
Her family didn't want us to be together because of age difference.
Okay.
You know, I understand that, you know. She sending naked pictures of other guys. The same picture she sent me.
So you went through her phone and you saw the same picture she'd send you.
Yes,
The
the other
sexy
guy.
picture, she'd send them to somebody else.
Yes, even when we were living together, she was doing the same thing.
Were you double dipping on the pictures, Miss
I was
Butler?
triple dipping, quadruple tripping.
Quadruple
She
dipping?
must have met with multiple guys.
And the pictures were being sent out.
Multiple guys.
Were you sending the pictures out?
Yeah, I did. One time I did, I can't remember. Yeah, I did do that.
You did.
Yeah.
So you sent some sexy pictures to your boyfriend and you sent the same pictures to multiple guys.
It was about like one, so it wasn't that many.
Okay, so she admitted to that. What happened at work? You said something about you caught her at work?
Yeah, I was going to take a lunch, and she worked late, so I was going to take a lunch, you know, being a good man. And nobody couldn't find it. I couldn't find it at work. I looked up, she getting out of the car with this other dude and bumped right into me. She got her head down and bumped right into me. And that's when she dropped the phone, I picked up the phone, and I just pushed her out the way and left. And she screaming for a cell phone. I got in the car and left. And that's when I read the phone. That's when she calling the other dude daddy and all that.
Oh, so you went through all the messages.
Oh, yes.
And what did you see?
Boy, it hurt me. Calling the other guy daddy, I miss you, and I want to eat your candy cane. And
What?
I remember everything.
He going to, no, I don't know.
Yes, I remember everything, ma'am.
Oh, a candy
remember-
cane.
Candy cane.
I don't remember all that, so.
Well, there's so many guys in
I
there,
know.
so you cannot remember.
I don't remember all that.
Well, were you with someone else? Do you remember talking about their candy cane?
I know the guy he's talking about. I mean, I did see him, and we did try to have sex a couple of times, but we.
How can you try to have sex?
Well, I think that's possible. So you say you
Exactly.
tried to have sex. What happened?
I mean, we try to use the little condom, but we stopped, and it didn't happen. Like, he never or anything.
Let's say there was actual sexual contact,
Yeah.
but he didn't finish the act.
Yeah, because I end up stopping.
Okay.
So we never really
So, Mr. Wilson, how did you even find out Ms. Butler was pregnant with Zariah? Because she's admitting to everything you saying.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we were still in close contact, you know, and I thought, like I said, I gave her another chance, and she told me she wasn't gonna do it no more. And, you know, doing the lying like she always do. She a habitual liar. And I thought we was being back together, so after we had the baby, you know, I thought we was gonna start all over brand new. She still did the same thing.
so wait, tell me when you find out she was pregnant. Take me to that day. How did she tell you I'm pregnant with Zariah?
She was just talking about she missed a period, so I kept on telling her, go get the pregnancy test, go get the pregnancy test. So she finally came and found out she was pregnant. So I always, in my back of my mind, I knew the baby wasn't mine. But I thought it was so many different men.
And so what did you say? Do you remember that day, Miss Butler?
Yes, I said the baby is definitely his. Like, I already knew it, like, the baby's his.
How did you know that?
Because, like, we will always have sex, like, all the time without no condom. And that time, I really wasn't really messing with anybody, really.
Really?
Really.
Yeah, really.
Why you even with him?
For real.
Cause I do love him. I
No,
just
you
don't
don't.
know why. I don't know, but I really did love him though. I actually did.
All right, so you find out you're pregnant with Zariah. You tell him you're pregnant. He immediately says he has doubts. You say you don't have doubts. You know that Zariah is his child because you just know.
Yeah, cause I just know. Cause we will always have sex like all the time.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
All right. Now, take me to her birth. What was going on?
I mean, I didn't have my phone at the hospital, so I would have definitely had called him. So.
Oh, he wasn't even there.
No, ma'am.
Cause my
That's another
phone,
situation.
I didn't have my phone around that time.
They got phones at the hospital. They got a way to get in contact. She had called me 3 hours later after the baby was
Wait a
born.
minute, you went to the hospital, you were in a relationship and you went to the hospital and had the baby without even letting them know?
Didn't let me know. The other guy must have been there.
Like I said, I didn't have my phone.
What are you talking about?
Thank you.
You didn't have your phone. There was no one there with you with a phone? No one came to the hospital with you at all?
No, really, I was really the only one up there.
Okay, and so you couldn't tell a nurse or anybody to call him?
I mean, it wasn't on my mind.
Because I wasn't a dad.
So who's on the birth certificate?
That was a situation. I gave the nurse came in and asked me what the baby's name gonna be. So she gave the baby's first name, and I at the time I thought it could be my baby. So I told her the last name would be Wilson, my last name. So the next day, I go to the hospital, because they took the baby to another hospital. Come back here, go back there, the lady gave us our paperwork, it's back Butler. So I asked her, I'm like, how's the baby
Because
Butler?
you've been denying the baby, that's why. So why would her name be your last name?
Okay,
Because you say he's her father.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
know though, but he's denying.
You know, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone or something. Like, I really do. I mean, so why would, she's like, and why would the baby have your last name? Because you said he's the father.
I know, but he's denying her though.
So Zariah is 4 now.
Yes.
4. What type of relationship do you have with her?
I love the baby, man. And I raised her from the time we was living together until, I just couldn't take it no more, I had to leave. So, the baby, Zariah called me daddy and everything, and it hurts me so bad because I know in my heart I'm not the father. When I seen the baby in the hospital, I looked at the baby, eyebrows, I'm like, come on now. None of my kids got no eyebrows.
None of your kids have eyebrows?
They real thin like mine. Look at them eyebrows.
They beautiful.
They thick. Look at that nose, look at that, come on. That's not my baby.
You squinting up there, Miss Butler? You over there squinting, trying to figure out if it is, if it
No,
isn't?
I'm positive. I'm 100% sure the kids is actually his. Like, I'm very positive. So it's no doubt in my mind.
Look at my nose, look at that baby nose, look at them eyebrows.
So, Miss Butler, really, I mean, you've been laughing, you have giggled, and honestly, you've admitted some really difficult things. I mean, I will give you that. So what does it really feel like? I mean, you have 2 other children, and then you have these 2 children, and Mr. Wilson's saying, I just don't believe they're mine.
It hurts. It's sad. Because I tell him all the time. He keeps saying the same thing. It does hurt, though.
It hurts in what way?
Because, he should know.
How should I know?
We always have sex, all the time.
Man, you always have sex with other multiple men. How can I know?
You just totally just say that the kids is not totally...
I'm 110%, man. They're not my babies.
But Miss Butler, when he says, but you have sex with other people too, you don't deny that. You just say, I have sex with you, that you guys have sex all the time. You understand that it really just takes one time. That it's not about the quantity, right?
Right.
Just takes one time. You could have sex with him 5,000 times and have sex with another man one time,
But I know-
and that one man be the father.
No, but we always end up stopping or we either use the condom. So I know for sure, really, for real,
So if Mr. Wilson is not Zariah's biological father, do you know who is?
No, but the
No.
kids is his though. I'm not thinking that.
You wouldn't have
the
a clue.
kids is his, so there's no other possible
Wouldn't have a
father.
clue.
No, the kids is his.
So if Zariah is not your biological child,
I'm gonna be sad because that's a wonderful little child and she shouldn't be put through that. What she going through with her mother. I'm gonna be real sad.
all right, I'm ready for the results because I mean I'm trying to be patient with you, Miss Butler, but you on my last nerve right
Thank you.
now. If this is all too messy and you seem to be too comfortable with it.
No, it is messy though, and I did say I want to do better. It's not cute though. It's really not.
Still doing it today. Multiple men coming out of the house right now as we speak.
No, it's not.
That's why I took my kids from over there.
Oh my God.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows. In the case of Wilson versus Butler, when it comes to 4-year-old Zariah Butler, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Wilson, you are not the father.
Told you.
Are not?
Yeah, she said it. I'm not the daddy.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
That's not crazy.
Zariah?
Yeah, she's not my baby. You better go make some phone calls.
That's crazy.
I've been telling you for 4
He
years.
is not Zariah's biological father.
4 years I've been telling you.
Zariah? That is sad.
Let it hit you. Come on out, because you've been in this fog for far too long, so come on out. Yes, it's sad.
This is real sad.
I don't think I've ever seen a young woman stand in a courtroom and be so cavalier about sleeping with everybody that she feels like. And you supposed to be running around here taking care of this baby, and she 4 years old, she's supposed to be learning her nursery rhyme, and all you can sing is eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Who's the daddy? You don't know. Play with fire, you're gonna get burnt. That's what we learn when we're kids. You've been playing with fire. Wow, that's crazy. There it is.